Well, your
Thank
album is
you.
supposed to come out this summer, but
Yeah.
obviously, COVID pandemic
Right.
hit us and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, how did that affect you? And how did you deal with the pandemic and all the shutdowns and everything like that?
Um, it taught me a lot, you know, because it was all happening around the same time, and like people were like Nipsey had died, and Kobe, and I literally saw Kobe like 2 or 3 weeks before he passed, and we exchanged numbers, right? And Kobe was like, "Yo, I can't wait to hear it." You know, he was like, "I can't wait to hear the album." Like, I was like, "You should come through and listen to it." He's like, "Man, just hit me up like whenever you're ready." And one of the lessons I learned was like, you can never take things for granted, man. You can never like count on something being there because it may not be there,
Right.
right? So here's another example. It's like I was supposed to perform at Coachella. I was gonna drop my album then, like right before Coachella, right? And I was prepping and planning on all this stuff all the way up to that moment, and it didn't happen. And it was just like, no, like you have to always, if there's something on your heart and on your head and on your mind, you have to succumb to divine timing and never put something on the back burner or never anticipate something. You can only live in the moment, you know? So uh it was something that, you know, I just listened to the universe. It was supposed to come out in the summer, but I always, when I meditate, I ask like for divine timing. I like, universe, let this happen at the perfect time at the right time. And you know, I had to trust that that's what it was, you know?
Yeah. We were talking before we got started and everything like that about your foundation, and you always are talking about mental health, and we've had like conversations about that. Um,
Mhm.
how's this affecting your mental health, and what are you doing more to inspire other people to make sure they get it? I like always tell people, call somebody and do a mental health check on them, make sure they're good.
Yeah, that's important, man. It's like I see a lot of people always say check on your strong friends, right? But I mean, it's something that it's impossible to not be affected. There's so many things going on in the world, and in a lot of ways, I feel like it has unified us in a way, like because we all are experiencing very dramatic things at the same time. We were experiencing them in different ways, but it has unified us in that way. But it is very, very like on a daily basis, like every day is different. You know, there are some days, you know, recently where I've had tons of felt terrible, tons of anxiety, you know, depression. But for me, the meditation I do and the journaling I do and like the time I spend with myself, it really, really helps that. And I'm just knowing that people going through a lot right now. So it's important to check in. It's important to respect somebody like they always going through something. You know, like one of my I knew Chadwick very well, and I had no idea he had cancer. Chadwick had been in my house before. Chadwick would come to my shows. I remember when he booked 42, I started seeing him a lot less. Like I remember when he was struggling, man. He at that point, right before he booked 42, he was talking to me like, man, it's tough out here. You know, he was facing a lot of mental issues himself, and he
Right.
booked 42 and everything changed. And I didn't see him too much after that because I'm like, man, he's booked and busy. But honestly, he probably was also dealing, well, I know he was dealing with cancer too, right? So when people pick you apart in a picture, they be like, oh, you look skinny, or oh, you look this, or he seems so uninterested. It's like you never know what somebody's going through, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, people will pick you apart and judge you like they're God, man. They're not. You know, I was taught going to church that God is the only one that could judge you, right? So, you know, people would judge you before they help you and hate you before they love you. And that's not how it always used to be. So it's weird.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.